forgot that pressing page up does that. So, Alright. Ignore targets and find hide. At least it let me choose and didn't go straight to killing everyone.
Yeah, that's a plus, I guess.
Though many options presented themselves to her, Oa decided to take the simplest. Best to be prepared, but not do anything that might disturb Hyde. Yeah, I wonder how your relationship would turn out there, Oa, with Hyde. If suddenly this room became all of a sudden red.
Hey, bloodbath.
Just how you like it. That left her feeling a little more confident in herself, but Oa still searched for his voice in the crowd and focused on him. There he was. Oa restrained herself as she simply skipped up to him. Taking his arm like any normal girlfriend would do, her fingers dug into his arm. Ouch! Harder than she intended, as he gave her a look with a hint of concern. Hello, Oa. Jeez, now look what you did. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'll be more gentle.
You never know, he might like it rough.
Oh.
Sorry I'm late. I should get you to read all of Oa's part, because you got the female voice. You got the female voice for it.
Sorry, I'm late.
She beamed at John to reassure him that everything was alright, then also beamed at the nearby people. Not likely any threats, but she beamed hard at them anyway. Jeez. I need Hyde! Come read this! I actually just finished organising all the different tasks. Aaron is better at drawing people together than organising the details, you know? You want to read the random girls part?
That's so true.
Some girl laughed unnecessarily loudly at his observation, prompting Oa's full attention to zero in on her. Slight pupil dilation. No visible flushing. Heart rate slightly above average. Was that flirting? Was she trying to steal him away from her? But we haven't assigned any tasks yet. What do you think, Oa? Do you want to help, or do we have too much to do at home? Jesus Christ. It was an obvious lifeline to her. If she was too stressed and Oa loved... Okay, what? It's obvious lifeline to her if she was too stressed and Oa loved him for it. Of course, she could trust her. You can trust your Hyde, don't worry. She can trust her Hyde. He would always be true to her. He better be, after I'm putting his name in this.
Oh, you might have to go. We need all the help we can get.
The girl's gaze turned away from Hyde to deliberately a ruse, and towards Oa she gave a smile that touched the corner of her eyes, indicating that it was authentic. But though Oa automatically mirrored it, she felt only a cold hollowness.
I was actually hoping you could help us put up flyers. I've seen you around campus. You were super fast.
What game did she have in mind with such flattery? Oa failed to see the advantage the girl had gained. But she disliked the situation all the same. Still, there were a wide variety of different tasks available, and not all of them would leave Hyde vulnerable. And not all of them would leave Hyde vulnerable. Okay. She had delayed too long in answering, leaving an uncomfortable pause. It had been a very long time since her social skills had failed her like that. Worse, it was causing him stress, which was unacceptable. Oa pretending to be looking over the organisation sheets to buy herself a little time. It's up to you, Oa, but I noticed that we need a couple of people to move cabinets and desks out of the supply room. We're going to use... Think we could do that? Oa smiled as she realised that... Oh, Sora's typing. Oa smiled and realised that he was offering her a chance, though Hyde was always considerate. When he was feeling less depressed, he was especially attractive to her concerns. The idea of participating wasn't unpleasant, but it would be so much calmer and more wonderful alone at home. Oa looked up, smiled, and made her decision.
Don't participate.
Oh, the words don't change. Ah.
Oh, okay. Oh, she's normal. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I mean, Sora was typing. He didn't type anything. What? Cheese.
That's Sora.
Now I'm gonna have to message that at Sora. I saw you type in. Now, Oa ripped it. Say something! Or else. Oh, one word.
Chopsticks will come out.
The teaspoon? You fucking idiot.
Don't make me do it.
Okay. Let him participate, but keep him safe. Take care of it for him. Participate together. Take John's idea. Take Hyde's idea. Oh man, which one to choose? What would Oa do in this situation? Which way would get me the true ending?
Take Hyde's idea? I'm not sure.
Your idea sounded fun, Hyde. Oh yeah, you can do it.
Okay. Here we go. Wait, what voice did I give her? Oh, I didn't give her a voice. What voice should I give her? Okay, anyway, I'm just gonna do it. Your idea sounded fun, Hyde. Let's do that.
Ooh, more girl.
Oh, wow. Seriously? That stuff is... heavy?
Yeah.
You're going to end up making him do all the work. I can provide more support. Or more... yeah, okay.
The girl rolled her eyes at them, but didn't try to interfere any further. After signing up and getting the appropriate key, that left Oa and Hyde to head to the supply room he'd referenced. Oh, you can do it in the supply room.
No thank you. No. I'll pass.
Why? It's romantic.
Romantic? What if someone just walks in like, hey up?
If someone or Sora, if Sora walked in and be like, sup bitches, I see that you're doing it that style again. So rude of Sora walking in the supply room doing it session.
Yeah, I know, right? No privacy.
In the old art building, they headed... In the old art building, they headed down one of the lesser used hallways, her arm still linked with his. Being alone together in a place like this brought lovely ideas to mind, but since they were helping a cause that mattered to him, Oa restrained herself. See? Supply room.
Sure, screw it, you only live once.
Yeah, you gotta do it everywhere. You gotta mark your territory.
Oh my god.
With sexual juices.
No!
Oh god. What do you mean, no? I bet your friends have done it on your bed, marking their territory on your bed.
No.
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 Well, no, not right now. I mean, in the future.
No.
Think about future Oa right now. Her bed has been tainted by someone else's territory markings. Unable to wash out, you have to burn your bed. Get a new bed.
Oh my god, ew.
Before too long, they reached the room, which Hyde unlocked. The room inside was reasonably large. See? More room. You can do the wheelbarrow. But filled with years of ancient desks, cabinets, and other furniture, not to mention a host of random boxes.
Oh.
Nobody wanted this job because these old cabinets are ridiculously heavy. I'm guessing that won't be a problem, though? No, because Oa's super strong.
Yeah.
Oa stepped over to one of them and pressed her hands against the side, tipping it experimentally. The metal groaned and dust fell from the cabinet, but it didn't feel particularly heavy. Oa is silent.
There's nobody watching, right?
Oh, wheelbarrow! Nah, people don't usually come here. We're only using it because most of the real meeting rooms are booked that night.
See, no problem.
They have a recycling guy coming for the metal, so we just need to take them out back. Nodding, Oa moved to the cabinets that was the most in the way of the others and picked it up without difficulty. Jesus Christ! A box that had been set on top of it tilted to the side, and Hyde snagged it before it could fall. Smiling thanks to him. Jesus Christ. Smiling thanks to him, Oa carried the cabinet out the door he had referenced, and only left it at the edge of the back lot. Being made of metal, it was indeed heavier than average, but not really a challenge for her strength. See? Super strong Oa.
Wow, I'm an independent woman.
Hell yeah! You show them damn feminists how it's done. They soon found a good rhythm working together, which made Oa glow inside. She handled all the heaviest furniture while Hyde organised the rest of rest and cleared off the boxes and other materials that would get in her way.
Oh.
Yeah, you sit back, Hyde. Remember that time she chained you in her basement and you couldn't lift that table?
Oh my god. What?
Yeah. Yeah, in the first game, when you're playing as him, okay, in one of them, I got the happiest ending first, not the true ending. And in the happy ending, she used chloroform to knock him out. And then he was tied up in her basement.
How is that a happy ending?
It's because he was on this drug called Paxingtine, which is an antidepressant, which doesn't actually help, makes him even more depressed. So she had to do anything she could to get him off it. Whilst in the other one, she did your trick. She drugged the tea.
Oh.
Did the tea have milk, though? Well,
no milk.
Her strength hadn't been something that she'd ever given much thought when she was growing up. First, something to be hidden to avoid attention, then an advantage to be cultivated. It had never been something that brought her any joy. What? Lifting heavy stuff up is plenty of joy. You get the workout, you feel totally, with yourself. That had changed. The days she had saved him from falling, since then, she had realised that she could use it to protect him. There had really only been a few brief moments where she had used her strength to its full potential. But she was just as happy for simple things like this as well. Jesus, when it's going to get to speaking, the two of them working to move so many things. You mean 𝕎𝕚 to move everything? It's because Hyde there couldn't get the chains off his leg in the basement. It reminded her, ow, what is that background noise? Of when they moved into their apartment together, and that made her imagine them moving into an actual home of their own, which was a wonderful thought. She would be overjoyed for that, no matter the circumstance. But it would be most wonderful if it happened after they were married. The conditional seemed meaningless to her in isolation. But the idea of doing it with Hyde, such thoughts carried 𝕎𝕚 happily through the rest of their work, made her frequently smile over at Hyde, and he smiled back, seeming much lighter than she had seen from him in recent days. 𝕎𝕚 didn't even mind that they were preparing for Francesca to come to speak, working towards it together with him. It didn't seem like such a bad thing after all. Hey!
Hi, can you help me with this? Please. Oh my god, okay. What does that say?
Desk.
Oh, I can't see because... Are you too long?
I don't know. I don't...
Are too long for...
Let's
yeah,
see.
I can't see.
Is there the font somewhere? I don't see font anywhere.
That's sad. It's just that it's a bit pixelated in Discord.
God damn it, Discord.
I know, right? These desks are too long for one person to carry. Not without damaging something. Okay, there, did it.
Oh, so that's why you've been skipping them. Sure, I'll try. Please, Hyde, don't humiliate yourself in front of 𝕎𝕚. He acted as though he might not be able to help, but of course he came to assist her. And it really was true that she needed his help. She wouldn't have wanted him to feel condescending to. Okay. As strong as she was, there was just no good way to carry a desk alone. How big was the desk? Between the two of them, it was no trouble at all to move the desks and finish clearing the room. Plus, she got to watch him on the other side of the desk. He was used to her gaze and didn't mind it, though he needed to focus on their path more than she did to avoid running into things. Soul is now typing. When at least? What? It's last. Come on. Stay with it. When at last they finished, the room was still dusty and stuffy, but at least, it was empty. More time had passed than she had expected. Hyde didn't seem as surprised, but she was glad to see the slight smile on his face. I'm not much, but we did our part to help. It wasn't a problem for you, was it?
Not at all, Hyde. Thanks for thinking.
Thinking.
Wow. Listen.
I'm just going to assume it's because it's blurry, right?
Yes.
Having said that, I'm definitely ready to head home.
Me too.
I bet. Though they were both a little dusty, Oa didn't hesitate to link her arms with his and lean against him as they walked home. Getting cleaned up together might be fun. Hey, double shower! Hey, what? God damn it, hold on. Okay. How dare it skip this, whatever. This might have been important. When her schedule went unusually well, Oa found herself actually somewhat troubled. She had no reading for classes. The shopping had gone quickly, and nothing had slowed her down. That meant that she had a surprising amount of extra time. On the one night, Hyde needed to work late at the library. Uh-oh. For a little while, she beside herself, tidying up the house and cleaning her chopsticks, but she found herself anxious. It was no serious promotion, just an uncomfortable feeling. She was glad to have him in her mind, and she was sure she would soon find his song again, but she also wanted him in the flesh. She spent a while writing in her notebook, many of its pages now heavy with ink, mostly plans for the worst case scenarios. If something happened during Francesca's visit and she needed to protect Hyde, but that could hold her attention for long. This was a bad night to be home alone. After chewing one of her knuckles for a while, Oa decided that she should just go visit Hyde at the library. She padded across campus, noting how different it was at night. The normal dorms were still bright and would become progressively louder as the students started to party. A few were ambling further, likely drunk or stoned. Hell yeah!
Bye!
They had been invited a time or two, but for the most part, she and Hyde didn't have connections to those crowds. Being together and off campus, even just slightly off campus, set them apart from the other students. Normally, Oa never gave the subject a second thought. Now, why is the music getting too intense? She found herself resenting their happiness. All of them wasting their time so carelessly while he was working, alone and probably depressed. If she urged him to take fewer shifts, he would. Oa knew that, but as much as she wanted more of him, she didn't want to unfairly force him to do that. If Hyde thought the extra work was necessary, then he was probably right. Still, our eyes briefly flickered. A couple sprawled over one another in the grass. Neither a threat. They were pulling at their clothes, though, and well past the point of just making out. Wait, what? Oh, a couple sprawled. Okay, I confused myself. Jesus Christ, calm down there, Oa. Don't hurt the couple. They're just making out on the glass. What? Yes, they're making out on the glass. It's real painful, but very, very pleasurable.
On edge.
Okay. Before they finished college, she wanted a moment like that. Not doing something like that in public, but simply being together by the trees, enjoying themselves. College should be at a time of happy memories and doing weird stuff. That's your experimental years before your boring years. Light years between the drama of their meeting and the difficulties of adulthood. She wanted something she could remember forever. Maybe capture in a picture. Yet right now everything was so complicated. Oa frowned and looked away, increasing her pace. It wasn't fair. The library itself was basically deserted, since a few were doing research on a Friday night. It's Friday already? That was why Hyde ended up with a long shift, and why he took it, getting paid to do his own work. Oa found herself shifting to walk silently instead of giving her any signs of her presence. This could be a good opportunity to observe him without him being aware. You stalker!
What?
It had been... You just wanna what?
I just wanna, make sure everything's okay. Look over him.
It had been the first way that she had come to love him, and though the other ways since coming to know him were better, watching still held a special place in her heart. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. She stalked him in the first game.
Aww.
She left notes in his locker as well. She peered around the bookshelf and finally spotted him. Hyde sat behind the desk reading from one of his books. He was making a decent progress. Furrowed in that concentrated look that she so loved. But occasionally his focus seemed to waver. She noticed his eyes grow a little distant, and he had to backtrack on the page. Yeah, that's how I do. Sometimes when he did, he would look at a sheet of paper beside him for a while. Occasionally make a note. Hey! Okay. Were they just his notes? But she knew Hyde's note-taking habits extremely well, and that wasn't how he usually operated. It was as if he was trying to read, but simultaneously distracted by the thoughts of something else. What could it possibly be? Her mind imagined that it was some kind of love letter, but she distracted that possibility as quickly as she could. No, Hyde wouldn't do that. If he wrote a love letter, it would be for her. He looked so sad, though. Oa stared as if her gaze could strip away his skull and reveal everything, every thought inside. If she just understood him perfectly, she could prevent him from being sad. There would be no anxiety then, only perfect trust for one another. Oa retreated further in the library just in case he looked up in her direction and watched him from a vantage point. Even he wouldn't notice. He did glance up a few times, almost as if he felt her watching, but she was too well hidden. It was wonderful that he could almost sense her, but Ōa needed to watch him for now. Eventually she would understand. Hours passed in a flash, and suddenly Hyde was standing and yawning. After so long of his stillness, it was almost startling. Apparently his shift was almost over, which meant he would need to lock up. Deciding that she had watched enough, Ōa sneaked through the back stacks, and approached from near the entrance again, beaming. Hyde smiled the instant he saw her. Hey. Yeah. That's a bed, Ōa. Hey, I said... Right, I'm gonna leave the video off here. Thank you all for watching. I've been your main man, Aaron Paradise. Please like, subscribe, comment and share, all that fancy stuff, and I shall see you in the next episode, hopefully with Ōa again, because it was so much easier. Thank you.